Hello, and thank you for tuning into this video about the different types of writing that we're going to be doing in physical science this year. We're going to cover 3 different types of writing in this video, and they come from a system of writing that's collectively known as Collins writing. Collins writing was developed because it's a really handy way for high school students to do thinking while writing. And the 3 different types of writing we're going to learn about today are 3 completely different types of thinking. Another reason why Collins writing is so handy is because this kind of writing helps to get you ready for the writing that you'll do on college readiness tests like the ACT or the SAT. So if you take this kind of writing seriously this year and get really good at it, you will also get really good at the kinds of writing you're going to be doing on those tests and will help to boost your scores on those tests. So let's get started learning about the 3 different types of Collins writing that we're going to be using. The first type of Collins writing, known as type 1 writing or brainstorming, is all about getting ideas from your head onto paper or onto a screen. And that's what's important in brainstorming writing. It's just getting your ideas out. Whenever you write an essay, including essays that you write on ACT or SAT tests, you want to make sure that the first thing you do is get ideas down. This first step of writing sometimes seems unimportant, but it's not. It's very important that you develop to very quickly generate quality ideas that you can then later on connect with meaningful, high-quality writing. The things that I'm looking for with brainstorming writing are very simple. The first thing, I need for you to make sure you meet a minimum number of words requirement. I'm going to state on all brainstorming writings that we do in physical science, and they usually appear in discussion forums, I'm going to state how many words I'm looking for. A lot of them require at least 100 words, and you have to at least meet that minimum requirement. The other thing that I'm going to be looking for is, are you on topic? Are you, for the entire time, writing about the thing that you're supposed to be writing about, or is there fluff in what you're writing? Are there words that really don't relate to anything? You're just trying to get words down onto paper. That is not good brainstorming if you're just trying to get words out. But when you're getting good, potentially meaningful ideas out, that's what brainstorming is all about. There's one other thing that I didn't put on this list because I'm never going to be looking into whether or not you're doing it, but that is brainstorming writing should be timed. And I'm going to ask that you hold yourself to a standard of timing your brainstorming writing. For every 100 words of brainstorming, it should take you no more than 5 minutes to write. If you hold yourself to that standard, that will help you prepare even better for ACT and SAT tests in the future. All right, what about other types of writing? Type 2 writing in physical science is known as meal paragraph writing. Now, I'm going to elaborate on meal paragraphs in a different tutorial coming up. For right now, I'm just going to give you a very basic overview. This is paragraph writing, and the important thing is that you get intelligent ideas down. It's not just a smattering of ideas that you have. It's an idea that you explain its importance or its relevance or something deep about the idea in a paragraph. Meal paragraph writing usually is just one paragraph, but it's got to have good depth to it. First, the reason for writing a meal paragraph is to prove not just that you have an idea, but that you understand something. And the very first thing you're going to do is state that thing that you feel you understand. That's your main idea sentence, which is the M of meal, main idea. Next, you're going to give examples or evidence to support your main idea. Usually those examples and evidence come from some kind of an outside reading or a video that you watch. You pull in somebody else's thoughts, an expert's thoughts on a matter. You pull that in and you quote something that somebody else says. That's evidence when you go to an expert and get their information. Maybe because of experiences that you've had, you are an expert on a topic that you're writing about, and that's okay too, to describe your own personal experiences that make you an expert. But that's the second part of meal plan writing: examples, evidence, or your own experiences that prove your expertise in the area. The third thing that I'm looking for in a meal paragraph is your own thoughts. What do you think about this topic? How are you going to build on the evidence to prove that your main idea is correct? You need to make statements in your own words as well as pulling in evidence from elsewhere. And then finally, the L in meal is a linking sentence that links back to the main idea. It's really just a closing sentence to a paragraph. Personally, I don't assess that in paragraph writing, but if you want to be a great writer and you want to do well on your ACT and SAT tests, you want to make sure you get good at writing closing linking sentences that just finish off the paragraph by relating back to what the main idea was. All right, the last type of writing is type 3 writing, and it's actually essay writing. This is a much more in-depth form of writing than either brainstorming, which has the least depth of all, or single paragraph writing, because now you're writing several meal paragraphs and they have to be meaningfully connected together. So the important thing with this is that you're not just expressing one intelligent idea, you're expressing a set of related ideas. Your essay is going to include several related meal paragraphs, each with their own main idea, and it's your job to connect them together in a meaningful and deep way. The other thing that's a part of type 3 writing is focus correction areas. What that means is anytime you have a type 3 writing due, I'm going to give you 3 things that I'm looking for when I grade that writing. Those are the only 3 things that I'm allowed to grade. That's why they're called focus correction areas. They're the things I'm focused on correcting. So your job is to understand what those 3 things are and make sure that your paper meets the requirements of the FCAs. And then finally, with this kind of essay, you're going to do a draft, which means you're going to critically and carefully read through the writing, make marks where there should be changes to make it better, and then actually make those changes as you complete a second draft of the writing. So your initial writing is your first draft, and then you're going to actually turn in a better second draft that makes changes to the original. These are the 3 types of writing we will be doing in physical science this year to help us think more deeply about science.